Hello, welcome to the lesson SDI Performance Indicators. My name is Jorge Gustavo from Minho University. We all know how evaluation is important. Without evaluation, we can hardly improve. This lesson is about SDI assessment, which is not an easy task. But since it is important, let's discuss it. The primary motivation for accessing SDI performance is to provide instruments to the decision-making level, aimed at allocating resources and taking action to pursue the public purpose of the SDI. Informally, we can think about possible SDI outcomes. Immediate outcome from an SDI can be the end of interoperability problems regarding geospatial data sharing, easy to find and access geospatial datasets, enhanced reuse of geospatial datasets among administrative bodies, and as any other infrastructure, over the long term, the outcome of the SDI is higher economic growth and improved citizens' quality of life. But for a proper evaluation, we need to follow a more formal procedure. Assessing an SDI is difficult. There are differences in the understanding of SDI and its potential benefits. Different studies on SDI assessment identify different benefits and assign them to different categories. Difficult in identifying uniform criteria of merit of SDI inputs, utility, outputs and outcomes. SDI is also difficult to assess because of its complex, dynamic, multifaceted and constantly evolving nature and vaguely defined objectives. And SDI will never be the same from country to country and will differ considerably depending on political, economic and cultural circumstances, even if the goals are the same. We cannot assess an SDI properly if we don't know why we build it up for. Why develop an SDI? To meet European or federal and some international directive? If this is the case, we really don't care about the SDI performance. We only want to fulfill the requirement. Do we have a strategic vision for our community, for our environment? If this is the case, we do care about SDI performance. If we have a strategic vision, monitoring and evaluating an SDI is important because we want to make sure that it's producing the expected benefits and we want to improve it further. Our goal is not to research on SDI assessment and evaluation, which can be quite complex. We'll take advantage of previous work of known authors in this field. We'll follow the research work that is available in our resource folder on the course. And from this work, we'll use the 14 key variables selected by these authors. These variables are organized by SDI component. Relate to the data component will measure the availability of digital data Relate with people component will use 4 variables: willingness to share, human capital, capacity building, and SDI awareness. Relate to geoportals will check how easy it is to find data. Note that this SDI component is called access network in the original paper. Evaluating policies is also very important. We need to know about funding, vision, institutional arrangements, leadership, and socio-political stability. Relate to standards, which is an important technological component. We need to know about metadata availability and interoperability. Finally, it is also important to find out if there are any other initiatives connected to SDI. The usage of these key variables will allow students to understand better the SDI assessment. That is why students are invited to look again at the national SDI and use these variables to have some indicators about its performance. To summarize this lesson, assessment is important to provide instruments for the ones making decisions. SDI assessment is difficult, but it is necessary if you have a strategic vision for our community and we want to make sure it is producing the expected benefits and we want to further improve our SDI. To make the SDI assessment feasible, we select 14 indicators from the literature. Using these indicators, we are able to start working on SDI evaluation and assessment. Please look at the resources folder for additional literature. Follow the exercise proposed to consolidate the concepts presented. And thank you so much for your interest and attention.